Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. He might just have Song of the Summer. He is going to have the Song of the Summer. Pheelz is in the building. My guy.
What's good? What's good,
What up,
man?
what up, what up? I had to say
I'm
might
good,
because, you know,
man.
people going to be in the comments. They're going to be like, how do you know? It's only June. But, I mean, come on. At this point.
Yeah, I feel you.
At this point, bro, I told you when you walked in, it's like, I mostly spend my time out here in Brooklyn. And I swear to God, there hasn't been one party I went to this summer so far that they haven't played your record at.
That's amazing, man.
How's
That's
it
amazing.
feel?
Bro, I feel blessed, man. Just enjoying it and, you know, taking life as it comes, man, and just being grateful. Yeah.
I saw you tweet the other day, and I wrote it down. You said Afrobeats is going heavy in America. Such a beautiful thing to see. It's crazy. And when I saw you tweet that, I thought of all these parties just because it's like, it is a beautiful thing to see because I feel like every summer now, we're getting one of those records that just kind of becomes like, especially here in America and New York. I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know for a fact here in New York, every summer we get one of those records that becomes like that summer anthem.
Yeah.
You feel
I
me?
mean, it's a beautiful thing to see, man, to see like Afrobeat come this far. And, you know, also, you know, it's amazing that I'm part of the conversation and the, you know, the flag bearers. And, but there's a storm coming in from Nigeria, man. Like it's crazy. It's beautiful.
Before we get to the talk about the record itself, you mentioned being like one of the flag bearers, and I think that like what's important for people when they watch this interview, when they're learning about you, is they need to know that you've been doing this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Not just as an artist, but in the background too, as a producer on the back end of things. I think that's something that I want to make sure that we highlight here today, because I think that your contributions to the Afrobeats culture as a whole through production is very important and needs to be discussed when we talk about Finesse too.
Yeah, I agree, and I appreciate that because I've been putting in the work, man. I've been putting in the work since I was like 16. You know, working with, you know, people like Olamide, you know, the Fireboy, Adekunle Gold, the Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, Tiwa Savage, Tenny, the Entertainer. You know, just to name a few, man. Like
just a few very small artists.
Yeah. So back home, you know, it's been crazy. I've been, you know, it's been back-to-back hits every year, all year. You know.
That's fire. I want to tell like your story in full then, so people can fully grasp like the beginning. So you started when you were 16, right? Producing, making beats.
Yeah, making beats.
Because obviously Afrobeats has been around, but I know like it's been like the past like 10 years that it really has kind of come to fruition and become what it is now. What were you making back then? Was it of like that same type of sound, or how did you kind of start building up this sound, at least within your catalog and what you were creating?
For me, it was not really about the Afrobeat sound. It was just about music in general. Like starting up as a kid. I just wanted to make music, and you know, I was influenced by all types of music, from the Kenny G's to the Yannis to you know, to the Boys to Men, to, you know, down to gospel, to like Fred Hammonds, and you know, like I just wanted to make music, to Fela, to Lagbaja, and all the rest. So, you know, for me it was just, you know, experimenting and and just, you know, playing around with different sound and different textures and just creating something new every time.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So, who was your first big placement? Do you remember?
That would be Olamide.
It was okay.
Yeah, it's a song called First of All. Yeah, it was a huge hit. That was my first hit. That was when I was 16.
That was when you were 16 when you made that song?
I was 16
no
when
way.
I made that. I was 16 when I made that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're a 16-year-old who now at that point, like, you have like this massive, I want to say weight, but it's like you got a massive hit on your shoulders now, right? You have, to some extent, a massive weight on your shoulders because you're like, shit, like I'm 16, I got this big hit. It's like at that moment, like what is going through your head once you start seeing the numbers, once you start seeing the crowd reactions, like what is kind of going, what are you thinking about during that time?
That time I was just glad that I could, you know, show my dad that, that I got this under control. And I was glad that I was making some money, bro, because I could, you know, take care of the folks at home and, you know, just, you know, look after myself and be all right.
Were you still in school at the time?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so you're doing schooling while also doing the beats.
Also doing the beats, yeah.
Was the beats like you went to a studio after school? Did you do it at home? Like what was your little setup?
I had like a small setup at home with like, you know, a Pentium 2 laptop.
Okay.
Remember the Pentium laptops? Yeah, that one, and and you know, just working there. And then on the weekends, I would go to Coded Tunes, where Olamide was, and you know, would work there as well. So it was on and off between school and you know, sometimes I would skip school.
So your pops wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, but you know, it got me to where I am today, so I wouldn't change that.
So now obviously like your folks are supportive of the journey. Back then I'm sure it took like a lot of kind of convincing and like understanding. Like I'm sure they didn't like fully understand what was going on at first, right?
Yeah, man, like I mean, like I knew where I was going even back then, but you know, it took a while for them to see it. Yeah, it took a while for them to see it because it was, you know, because you know every African parent, you know, has what you know what they think is best for their kid, and it's coming out of love.
Right.
You get me? But I had different plans.
I mean, I got Caribbean parents, so I got Caribbean parents, so I definitely understand. Spanish parents are the same way. You gotta like prove to them
you
that
have to
like
be a doctor or no engineer. You look good. Engineer looks good on you.
And then meanwhile, just making the beats and shit like that. So how does like Olamide first find you? How do y'all first connect?
It was in Coded Tunes.
It was at the studio.
It was at the studio in Coded Tunes. I had a mentor then called ID Kabasa. He's a huge music producer in Africa, huge. So I gave him a CD of 20 beats.
Okay.
Then ID Kabasa, and he heard them, and you know, I blew him away. At least that was what he said. And you know, he called me to the studio, and that was where I met Olamide. So we were the studio rats. We were the kids that the runners in the studio. You know, that you send to go get food or go get fuel, or you know, go buy things, and then that was how we clicked and you know, became brothers and started working together, and you know, from there.
The rest was history.
The rest was history.
So at that point, obviously, you're 16, you got the mega hit, and you obviously start helping craft the genre and the sound to like what it is today. Back then, did you have like that thought in your brain that you were like, oh, I think I could do this and be the artist too? Did you have that thought back then, or was it just kind of like you were really only focusing? Well, I mean, obviously you're focused on producing, but like, did you ever think about like the artist stuff back then too?
Yeah. I always thought about the artist stuff. But the production stuff was bringing in the money, so I put so as a hustler, man, I put the focus in that, and you know, I would just write for artists, and you know, and do like harmonies and you know, backing vocals, and just yeah. But I was always an artist from the jump.
Oh, so you're doing like back end. Okay,
But,
so you was
yeah,
writing for people.
90% of my productions has my voice on them.
Okay,
like backing vocals and harmony and extras and stuff. Yeah.
Did you enjoy like I guess being kind of in the background then, or did you always kind of be like, nah, I want to be in the front. Like I want to be in front of people's faces.
For me, actually, the way I saw it was, as long as I get to make music, like wherever I am, if I'm behind the scenes or if I'm in the forefront, as long as I get to create,
right?
Like that's how I move.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
So. I'm sure like after that record, so that was like kind of like the entrance into eventually like working with, you know, all the small names that you mentioned at the beginning of this interview. Do you have a particular favorite song that you've done with somebody else? Like, is there a song that you're like, this is my favorite song, whether it be like the replayability or like the story behind how you created it too?
There are a couple of songs like that because it wouldn't be fair to have one.
Okay, yeah, you can name a couple. That's fine.
Yeah, because bro, I made like hundreds of records, man. It's crazy. There's one with Tenny the Entertainer called Billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah, because that song had a lot of memories for us because we're friends as well. So you know, we made that song out of a lot of memories. We made it in like 4 states in America. Started in Orlando, you know, recorded a bit of it in Vegas. Yeah, and you know, we had edibles and everything.
Of course, why not? Why wouldn't you?
You know, then went to Houston. Got it a bit in Houston, New York as well.
Very nice.
So we worked on that song in you know every territory.
Every
and
city.
And it was beautiful. It was a
Which I was
beautiful
doing. I was just like on a tour of the United States.
Yeah, and there was like a friend trip. We no work, we're just going around.
But y'all were working.
Yeah,
I was working on the
making
song.
records. Yeah, it was fun.
So it wasn't really a non-work trip. It was like you were still working on the record while you was out here type
pretty
shit.
pretty much.
That's fire. What's another one? Because you said you had multiple.
The second one would be Scatter by Fireboy.
Okay.
Yeah, we made that one in Oriental Hotel in Lagos, and I mean, working with Fireboy is always a vibe because we're brothers. Like we really like. It's like it's a fun war when we work because we're both very creative, so we just throw ideas at each other. And Scatter because no one knew where I was going when I started making the beat.
Okay.
Everybody was like confused and like, bro, what are you doing? What's this? Because in my head I was just like, okay, what would Michael Jackson sound like if he made Afrobeat?
Interesting.
You get if you listen to Scatter, then you know what I'm talking about.
Interesting.
Like, that was my thought process when I made the beats for Scatter, and then when I sat Fireboy down and I explained it to him, and then he understood, and then we wrote the song, and just watching that process, create that song, and then watching people react to it after that.
Fireboy been on, no pun intended. He's been on fire lately. He's been on fire because I remember I kind of got in tune with him during the pandemic. Because, like, in the pandemic, I just went on mad musical deep dives. Like, I would just be bored going on musical deep dives. And, like, I interviewed some artists from over there. And his name would always pop up. I'm like, I'm going to get in tune. And then ever since then, like, it's been cool, like, watching, like, him going up. Even to, like, the point where, like, the Ed Sheeran record now. Yeah. Like, I think that's really cool to be able to, like, watch an artist's journey like that. Especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, he's amazing. And we made amazing music. As well together on both albums, the Laughter, Tears, and Goosebumps, and the Apollo album. Yeah.
And speaking of like the pandemic, so coming like out of the pandemic, you dropped the EP, right?
Yeah.
Which dope, right?
Oh,
Did you feel nervous dropping that coming out the pandemic? Because like looking at like your catalog of music that you dropped leading into that, it was not like I want to say it was sporadic, but like you hadn't really dropped like super duper consistently up until that point. You had a music here, music there, but then you dropped this EP. And it's like, okay, it's at an interesting time because, you're starting to, like, the pandemic, in a sense, is starting to, like, wean down, this isn't that. Did you feel nervous kind of getting ready to put that out into the world at that point?
No, not really. The only feeling I was feeling after pandemic was, you have one life to live. Like, that was the only thing in my head. Like, bro, I got only this life to live, man. I have to, like, create all I can. Like, literally just put myself out there and live my life. You get me? So that was the vibe behind the EP.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like did you feel like the EP did what you wanted it to do?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so because I just wanted to be heard. That's why the EP is called "Hear Me Out." Like, I'm just the EP is just like, hey, like I can do this too, and I'm amazing at it. Like, just listen. You get me? Yeah, and it did that.
I definitely agree. So then, like, we get to this year, right? Finesse comes out, right? And what I love, like I said, with how it's kind of impacted over here is so dope because, we get one of those Afrobeats records every year, and you start to kind of be able to tell in like June, right? When things you're like, okay, this record is starting to pick up steam. Like I remember this time last year, it was like the two records that were really catching steam were Gallus and Wizkid and Temps, Essence, right? And you start to see that shit in like June. You're like, okay, I think this might be the song of the summer. And then the real tester is July 4th weekend here in New York. So July 4th weekend, we gon' know. But I feel like we're already there right now because like I said, I hear it every day. DJ will be spinning it during my show. Like it's crazy. And it's beautiful to see, especially here, the impact in New York, considering your history here in New York and what you've done, the music you've created here too at the same time.
And my first performance in America ever was in New York at the Apollo.
No way.
Yeah, a few weeks ago. Yeah.
A few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was amazing.
How'd it feel?
Bro, I lost my mind on that stage. It was crazy.
Who were you? Was it your show? Was it someone?
No, it was Adekunle Gold's show. I came out for him. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, it was amazing.
When we're recording this, like this will come out after that, but like the Davido show's tomorrow night in New York too. Are you coming out at that?
Yeah,
too?
Yeah. I'm on tour with Davido.
Oh, you're on tour with Davido. Yeah. Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
That's fine. So you've been going everywhere.
I'm on the unofficial Pheelz tour.
He's the unofficial opener /special guest for the tour. So does Davido just be like, oh, come on tour with me? Like how does that conversation like come up and come about?
Davido is a friend, man. That's how I see him. I see him as my friend. Yeah, he's that chill actually. He's that just chill. Like, bro, come on tour, let's go. Let's go. That was what he said about the O2 as well. Because when I dropped Finesse, he sent me a message. Was like, bro, this song is fire, and I'm so happy, to see you grow and all that. And I'm like, oh, I appreciate. I'm like, oh, I submitted my passport to the embassy for the UK visa. when hopefully it comes out before the O2 show so I can come. And I was like, bro, if that visa comes out, you are coming on stage. So my visa came out the morning of the show. It was literally from the embassy straight to the airport.
That's crazy.
No luggage, nothing, just my laptop.
That was that show in the UK. That was a show that like Capella Gray and them came out at too, right? Or did he have multiple dates in the UK?
Who?
Davido. You talking about the Davido?
Yeah, the Davido show. Yeah, the O2.
Was that the show that you know Capella Gray from over here?
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna put you on, but I think I saw a bunch of like New York. I saw him there, and I think I saw a couple other artists. Right? That was that show. Yeah, he brought out a lot of Davido brought out a lot of people.
Yeah, brought out a lot of people. Yeah,
that's dope that you were able to like make that too.
Bro, I was straight to, and it was from Heathrow straight to the O2. Like I was wearing a friend's drip. I couldn't even get drip, man.
My favorite Davido story, and I told this to Darko. She's an artist from the UK who also does Afrobeats. I told her the story. It was like at Powerhouse, I think like 2019 or 2018. I remember like Davido was on our lineup, right? And there were certain people who was like, oh, like they know of Davido, but they didn't really know a lot about him, and they didn't know how big of an artist he was. And my favorite moment from that night is when he runs out onto the stage and the whole arena, right? Mind you, this is like a hip hop show, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole arena just starts singing his song as he runs out on stage. Mm-hmm. And that was like one of the, I had like goosebumps. And I remember sitting there and I was like, oh yeah, Afrobeat, it's over. It's over. Like it's here and it's not going anywhere. And I think that was one of my favorite moments. And you talking about the UK show made me think of that.
Yeah, that UK show was amazing, man, bro. It was amazing.
And now they all singing your song, bro.
2 days, man. 2 days. Just imagine this here. You dropped the song 2 days ago, and 2 days after you are in front of 20,000 people, and they are singing the song you just dropped 2 days ago.
Insane.
You
didn't even know what to do. Like you didn't even know what to
make. I had like this Usain Bolt. You know Usain Bolt? Yeah. I had like this little Usain Bolt run on that stage. If you watch the video, when I was running towards David, I had like this little
I gotta pull up the video on YouTube because I need to see it. I need to see it. And it's funny because like when I go on your Apple Music, it's funny because you got like all the different remixes out now too. And I'm like, as he should. The records, you know when a record's really big, you start seeing all the different remixes and shit like that drop for it. Yeah. So I think that's so fire. So you out here in New York, you're gonna be by the time they see this, you would have already came out. Where's he performing at? What theater? Do we know? Does anybody know? Summer Stage. There you go. I can always count on Calvin for that.
Shout out to Calvin.
It's in Brooklyn?
No, sorry. No, that's correct. Sorry. You can't rely on me.
Never mind. I lied. I can't rely on you. Brooklyn Bowl.
You didn't want to take it at first.
All right, Joe. All right, so it's in Brooklyn, which is perfect. Because what did I tell you about Brooklyn? Brooklyn love you, bro.
Shout out Brooklyn.
So that's crazy. And like I saw like literally before you came here, I pulled it up. There's a tweet that you tweeted literally last night. This journey's been amazing. To everyone vibing with me heavy, I'm taking this moment to say thank you. My love for you is unconditional. The tribe leader will never let the tribe down. We taking over the world. I love that, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Tribe leader.
Tribe leader.
That's the vibes.
I love like I don't know. I just think it's cool seeing. You know, every year we talk about like who's the artist that's gonna really break out this summer and who's really gonna like take that next step in their career. And I feel like this year it's like it's only right that we say you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. That means a lot. That means a lot to me, for sure.
He's not just a producer. Y'all can't just say he's just a producer anymore. Boy, I don't know when the record's gonna go gold or platinum. Probably soon. But then I know one day it's gonna be like I'm gonna get on the radio and I'm gonna see it in the rotation. And I'm gonna just be like, yeah, Pheelz. Like we planned this shit.
Yeah.
And you already up for a BET award too.
Yeah, I got a nomination for the Viewers Choice Awards.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man.
When did you get the call for that?
I just woke up and I was on Instagram and I saw it. I saw my friend post it. Okay. And I had to go wake my manager up and be like, is this Photoshop? Like, are you guys kidding? Is this real? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, it's real. I'm like, bro, I got a BET nomination? BET, and this is my first nomination as an artist.
No way, for real? Ever. Wow.
Crazy, right?
Are you going out there for BET weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta make sure. He might. He's been sneaking out on the stage with Davido. He might just sneak out on that BET stage. You never know at that. You never know at that point.
You never know.
I had like wrote down this thing too, where they. I forgot exactly what website I took this from, but they said, I hope wherever Pheelz is, he's aware he's now a monumental part of the evolution of Afrobeats.
Wow.
I forgot. I wish I remember. Normally, I write down where I took things from, but I remember when I was doing my research on you, I took that quote from somewhere. I wish I remember where the quote was from. But when you hear something like that, how does that make you feel?
Bro, it's crazy, man. Like that just hit me right here, man. It's crazy. I swear. That's amazing. Shout out to wherever
Whoever said that, yeah.
Yeah, that just makes me feel blessed, man, because I put in like a lot of my, years and my time and my, this is my work, and and hearing people, appreciate that to that level and take me up to that level and see me as that, that's just a blessing. Like I don't take that for granted at all.
Is it hard to like soak it all in? So I feel like everybody just throws stuff at you left and right now. It's like a lot to take in all
sometimes, like not until I'll be honest, yeah, because I like being honest at like interviews and talks.
Go ahead.
Not until very recently that I actually had time to process everything. Like, because everything has been happening so fast, bro. Like, this was not my life in January. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
Like, you understand? Like, so everything has been happening like from February, drop the snippet on TikTok, boom, drop the song, bam. Now I'm in America doing all the shows and all the tours, bam. Like, it's crazy, man. I just feel blessed and really grateful. I don't take any of it for granted.
That's fire, man. I'm happy for you. And we're going to have you perform the song here tonight, which is today. Yes. Not tonight. It's daytime when we're recording. That's what I'm excited for. Also, you signed the deal with Warner recently, too.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Shout out
Thank
to
you
Warner
so much.
family.
Shout out Warner, man.
Was that before or after the song?
After the song.
After the song.
Yeah.
So you put out the song. They was like, we need
They were like, who's this? Yeah, but yeah, shout out Warner, man.
What other are there any other Afrobeats artists on Warner? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You in good company.
Yeah.
You in good company. So after this, what's next for you? So we got the song going crazy right now. Bunch of remixes out now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have an American remix on the way soon too.
Soon come.
You think so?
Soon come. I think so.
Is it already in the planning? Okay.
We'll see.
See, I can't ask you who you want on it because you already know who's on it. So it's just like, look, he's sipping the drink too. That's the telltale sign that he already knows who's on the record. All right, so the American remix is on the way, allegedly, right? New project on the way. What else are you working on right now?
Yeah, just finished recording the EP.
Nice.
Started recording the album.
Fire.
So I've just been working on more music. And I'm not just trying to bring the music from Africa, from home where I'm from. I'm trying to bring the spirit as well.
Right.
Bring the culture into and mix it with American culture and see what little culture babies we can create. You get me? Yeah, man. Get into tech, get into fashion. Just bring the vibe, man. Just create fearlessly, like. That's what I'm trying to do. Word.
Well, you know what, man? Congratulations on everything. I'm looking forward to when this record goes gold and platinum, and I can be like, yo, y'all, I told y'all it was song of the summer.
Jeez.
But again, congrats on everything. Before we sign off here for the day, let the people know they can follow you. Anything else you want to let them know? This camera right here.
Yo, what's good? This is Pheelz, representing from Lagos, Nigeria. You can find me on Instagram, Pheelz, Mr. Producer. That's PHEELZ, Mr. Producer. On Twitter, it's Pheelz, PHEELZ. And on TikTok, it's Pheelz on the Beat, PHEELZ on the Beat. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I love every one of you. Yeah, and I call you the tribe, and I'm the tribe leader.
Hey, yeah. I love that.
Cheers.
Make sure you go follow him, go show him love, go run up Finesse, out now. Song of the summer. Love is support. Love is free. Support is free. Until next time, it's on the radar. It's on the radar. What am I doing today? It's on the radar. Pheelz, my guy. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
love.
man. Love, bro.
Bow.
Jeez.